Now. Okay, hi everyone, and now the video is playing. Do you see it, Jishai?
The video, just a second.
As a participant?
Yeah, yes, so I see the screen share.
Mm. Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us again. This is our last conversation session, and I hope you all saw the short video we have prepared for closing the MOOC. I hope you've seen and enjoyed how all the amazing work you have been doing and all the things you have learned so far. So this week it's our last conversation session. As I said, we have three participants that have joined us to tell us about their experiences and the things they enjoyed and the things that they didn't enjoy that much. And then also we will have Katerina from EA about in a half an hour. She will be explaining us the ODS community for the Greek participants. So I'm just going to say that this week was about evaluation and reflection. It was about evaluating again all the activities and mostly your learning-based ICT-based learning activity. You had to review yours and publish it final, and also review the ones from your peers. You have also been working on the design studio report, and you have shared your reflections and thoughts with us. So just to quickly remind you, as we have been saying, the MOOC is self-paced. So if you haven't had a chance to finish or you want to still keep working on it, the MOOC will stay open. So don't panic. We will still be there and trying to provide feedback, maybe not as often as we have been these weeks, but we'll still be there, and you can always email us if you have any specific questions. So maybe, Gemma, do you want to briefly introduce the participants?
Hello, everybody. Today we have three participants. They are Adriana, Anna, and Eva. Adriana is from Barcelona, and she's a English secondary teacher. And Anna is from Greece, and she is also English secondary school teacher. And Eva is from Barcelona, and she is a professor at the Business Studies of the University of Catalonia. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Ishai, do you want to go next? I'm sure you have so many questions for the participants.
Yes, so maybe we'll just kind of go, one by one first and hear about, what was your experience from the MOOC so far? What are your plans for the future? Maybe Adriana, do you want to start? Just tell us.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, everybody. First of all, as perhaps you already know, if you check for my contact information, I teach English at primary and secondary levels, but also for adults.
Okay, I think
Okay,
so.
I think we lost. Hopefully, Adriana will be able to come back. So while
Yeah.
we're waiting
Oh,
for her,
she's here again.
yes, Adriana, can you talk? Okay, let's hear a bit from Anna while we're waiting for Adriana to fix her line. So Anna, nice to have you with us, and can you tell us a bit about what was your experience from the MOOC so far, and what's your impressions? What have you achieved?
Well, thank you for having me over to start with, and let me welcome everybody to this convergence session. It has been a pleasure, really, meeting new people, getting to meet older friends, getting to meet people from my area, because I do not come from Thessaloniki, I come from Alexandroupolis, which is a lovely frontier city, let's say. Getting to know all the lovely educators and mentors. So I suppose the best takeaway for me is meeting people. And I think that in our profession, it is really about building and fostering strong relations, not only with our students, but with our peers too. And I always find that MOOCs are a lovely, welcome invitation to join other people, getting new mindsets, getting to know new attitudes, new ideas. And I think it has been very successful in that respect. So overall, it's a very positive journey. I've enjoyed every bit of it, even though it's been quite hectic for me, and I suppose for many of my peers, with all these horrible exam papers that need to be corrected, and all the graduation festivities that never stop these days. What can I say? I mean, you have to stop me at some point.
So how much did you manage to complete the full cycle of activities, or did you do some of them, or?
I think I have been to the end, even though I haven't been able to participate in the fora as much as I would have liked to, because as I said, it's been pretty hectic. But I've been taking all the emails and all the notifications, and I'd like to congratulate all my peers. Thanks some of them who have been through my work. I have not been able to visit every single project, unfortunately, but I'm sure that the ones I have seen, because I have actually been through some of them, they have been fantastic. And I think you always grow out of meeting and visiting other people's work. So, yes, I think I've done the most I have been able to.
Which activities did you like the most? Which activities were most surprising or kind of unexpected for you?
I suppose the heuristics. In my experience, I think even though there's always something at the back of your mind as a teacher, as a designer, so to speak, because I like this new title we have been assigned, even though you do it, in your own way, finding a very structured way in front of you is always a very nice thing to go by. So it has been extremely insightful for me.
So did you learn a lot from did you actually run the heuristic evaluation and get feedback and sort of learn from that about your activity?
Yes, I have, and I'm looking forward to using it actually with my own students, because they were not available, as I said earlier, due to all these exams. But giving feedback, I mean asking for feedback, straight after any school event or any activity is always very, very interesting and valuable, especially when you're going to reuse the activity. And I think I'm definitely going to use that.
Okay.
So thank you again.
So let's now turn to Eva, and we'll probably come back to you, Anna. And also, I just want to remind people viewing us now that there's a question and answers module. So if anybody wants to respond to anything that we've said or anything or what Anna just said or answer a question, then please you can do that in the question and answers module, and we'll try to bring your questions into the session. So Eva, let's turn to you, and I think you had quite a different experience from the course, right? So maybe you can share that with us.
Yes, in my case, well, first hello to everybody. In my case, I just had to stop the activities with, I don't know the number, but one of the initial activities when we had to design the profiles, the student profiles, because I saw that it took me more time to complete them than I was expecting, and that that rhythm was not possible for me in this time of the year, because we have a lot to do in my university now. But even though I've not been able to follow all the activities now, I don't feel like a dropout, a school dropout, because I really have a project I want to complete, and I attached this project to this MOOC, and I think that the learning design methodology can be very useful. So what I think is that I will first finish all the tasks that come with the month of July in my university, and when I think again about this course that I am improving, I will follow all the activities, because I really need the final product that all these activities are aimed to. So I really enjoyed a lot and was very engaged with this methodology. I just felt that it wasn't the time to complete all the tasks, but I think it's really necessary for people teaching other people to think in terms of learning design. That's been a huge discovery for me.
Yeah, that's very interesting when you said that, okay, you haven't completed all the activities, you actually stopped pretty early on. I don't know if you had a chance to sort of dip in and out and see what other people are doing, or occasionally follow the convergence session, but I liked it that you said that you don't feel like a dropout, and I think that's something that's unique, special about participating in the MOOC. If you do a kind of a standard certified as accredited course, then somebody else decides if you've succeeded or failed the course, right? Because there's assignments or exams, and in this case, it's only you that can decide if you succeeded or failed, right? It's only you. If it was good use of your time, if you felt that you got something from it, then it's a success, and we're all adults, we're all busy people, we're all professionals, so you need to self-regulate your learning and decide how much you can get involved in this and when. So I'm really happy to hear that you do plan on taking it up again later. I think it might be good if you find a running mate. Like when people go running, some people just go out and run on their own, but some people find it easier to find one or two people that you say, okay, we're going to run together, because otherwise it requires a lot of discipline to really stick through the course. So even if you're planning on doing this in July or August, if you find a colleague and say, okay, let's go through this MOOC together, that would make it much easier for you to succeed than if you're on your own, if you think that's useful. There will be quite a lot of questions coming in from the Q&A on how long the MOOC will stay online, and how many people have actually finished all the activities.
So I'm just going to answer that if you want. Today we opened the Learning Designer batch, and 24 of you have had it, so I think it's a good number. We're seeing that most of you are still working on the activities, and we just opened the batch today. So please do keep trying, checking, and you'll get all the batches. As for how long will it stay open, Eleni, it will be open for at least another year. And also I want to remind you that we have another pilot, another MOOC coming by the end of October. So keep posted.
Thanks. Yeah, I was just about to switch back to Adriana when we lost her again. I think next time Adriana is online, oh, there she is, we should let her talk while because I think her line is a bit flaky. So, you know, the minute that we can see her video, then I think we'll let her talk. Eva, do you want to ask a question about the third pilot?
Yes, just because if I want to follow again all the process of the activities, etc., etc., I was wondering if maybe it would be wiser to wait for the next MOOC if it follows more or less the same process or the same ideas. I was wondering what will be the next MOOC about.
Okay, so the idea is we are also in a learning process, so we are learning from this pilot to improve the next pilot. So the idea is to keep it quite similar to this one. It will be also focused on designing an ICT-based activity, and it will also use the learning design approach. So it will be very similar. It's up to you if you want to finish it now and then start again. And probably what we'll be doing is one in English, then one in Greek, one in Slovenian, and Catalan and Spanish. So you will have the option of selecting and choosing your own language. And the idea is to start by the end of October, probably the 27th.
Okay, thank you. There was also a question, I guess, from the Q&A about certificates, right? But are you issuing the actual certificates, or it's just the badges that people can put in their Mozilla backpack?
Yes, we will do both. So they will. Those of you that have finished, you will get the 6 badges, and you will also get the certificate for participating in the MOOC. So we will be working on that in the next 2 weeks for reaching out the participants to you and handing them over.
Good. So, oh, here's Adriana. Adriana, do you want to now just try to tell us about your experience from the MOOC and what you liked and what you didn't like, and what are your thoughts for the future?
Yes, if you can listen to me properly now, it would be just perfect. Speak my ideas. Okay. So yes, I was very interested in doing this course because I need to improve my way of designing my activities for my students, and it was very interesting to learn about the new concepts, about the new tools I had no idea about, and of course to get in touch with lots of colleagues. I haven't completed all my activities because I still need to read about all the information that every week is provided. It was quite challenging to see that after 2 weeks I wanted to change my scenario, and I wasn't convinced that in the end I could simply do it, the first one. So perhaps this is where I am right now at the moment, trying to create my learning activity, to find the appropriate prototype, and I'm sure that after reading lots of other comments and observations from my peers on the forum, I could find my way.
When we were talking, before we went live, you talked a lot about your interaction with other participants, about both looking at their work and reading their comments on yours. I think that resonates with what Anna was saying about the value of the social learning in this MOOC and the value of interaction with other people. Maybe you want to say a few words about that.
Yeah, I was listening to her, even if I was there in the middle without not being connected. And I guess, yeah, I would love to find my running mate on this forum, on this course, because I work as a substitute teacher, and I know lots of teachers, lots of students. I meet lots of new contacts, and when I don't work, I find myself a bit alone because I need this feedback, this interaction. And you are right when you are talking about this type of regulating learning through the peer contact, through the feedback we get. For me, it was crucial, I guess. I didn't have enough information and knowledge about how I could design my learning, ICT learning activities, but what I really found rewarding with this course was the list of contacts I can have, and this type of working together, a long-distance learning experience. Greece and lots of other places of the world. I tried to follow more Greek people because I'm quite related to it. In fact, I am Romanian, living in Barcelona, so I try to open a bit myself to other styles of teaching, and for me it was.
Oh, it's a shit. I just want to say one more thing, that because when we were talking before we went live, another thing that Adriana mentioned was feeling a bit overwhelmed, and that there's quite a lot of content that we provided within the MOOC, whether it's the activities themselves or the further readings. And then there's all the work that other people have done, and you see somebody using a tool that you're not familiar with, and it's very interesting to follow that. And I wonder, Anna and Eva, if you also had a similar experience of feeling a bit overwhelmed by the quantity of resources that you want to follow up.
Yes, I think in order to learn and to understand what we were being asked to do, I have to say that I found very interesting readings, but a little bit I had to discover them because the list didn't discriminate a lot about which could be more. For example, this one is short and takes you to the basics, and this other one is very detailed, academic-oriented, for example. And so this took me more time just to discover what kind of resources I really had. And after that, and when I finally knew what I had to do, yes, the activities, if you want to do some good work, they took long. You have to think a lot, and you don't feel comfortable because it's new for you. You are out of your zone of comfort. But that's normal, I think. And the other thing is that we were a very big group, and the forums were crazy. But in this specific part of the work overload, one can decide what to do and don't feel pushed to read everything that everybody says, etc. So if I had to change something, would be first like comment on the reading list and not just offer the reading list. So that would make that reading work easier for us. And after that, maybe being more explicit about, or more realistic about, the time the activities would take from the people that are engaging in them. But I don't feel anything was excessive, just that it depends on your time availability, really.
But I mean, one thing here is it's very useful feedback for us, and it's also, I remind everyone, there's the surveys that we run every week, and one question that we introduce there is to ask people how much time every activity took you, because and that's part of the feedback, just like we were asking you to run heuristic evaluation for your activity, so we're asking you for feedback if our time estimates were realistic or not. The other thing is, of course, because these are open-ended activities, and as you said, you can do an activity in half an hour or half a day, depending on, and that's part of your self-regulation. The other thing is that, again, when you engage with the community and start reading what other people are doing and looking at their work, then of course there's no end to that. I mean, there's, 100, over 700 people in the MOOC, so so again that comes down to sort of self-regulation, but it's something that you need to be aware of when you're participating in a MOOC like this, and maybe mark some things for follow-up, or form a small study circle. So if you see 2 or 3 people that are working on similar subjects or similar interests, that instead of engaging with the whole 700 participants, just kind of stick with these 3 or 4 and kind of have a conversation with them around their project as you go through the MOOC. I think your advice to us that we should annotate the readings and say, this is 20 minutes reading, it just gives you the basics. This is 3 hours reading if you want to really go deep. That's very good advice, and that's something we can do towards the third pilot in terms of improving the MOOC content that we have. But also maybe we should have a sort of kind of a tutorial about, how to survive this MOOC, right? So, how to engage in the group conversations, how to not get to become overwhelmed by it, and so on. So maybe we'll even open, a discussion on the forum of, tips that people who went through the MOOC want to give to people who would go through this MOOC in October. And we'll compile the tips from that and post them as part of the MOOC in October. Adriana, we need to move on to Katerina in a few minutes, and also I think Gemma wants to say something about badges and so on. But before we do, maybe if you have just a few more words, because you were cut off mid-sentence earlier, so if you want to complete,
Okay.
add anything to what you said before.
Yeah, but I don't know if, as I am cut off, I don't know what I said or what I didn't. So this idea of having a forum or a subject about the tips, for me, it really sounds great, because if this is where
What a
Okay, we're
shame.
really unlucky with Adriana, so I guess we'll just
Yeah.
have to continue the conversation with her in the forums or in some other way, because every time, and it's a shame because I think she has very interesting things to say. But maybe, Maria, maybe we should just talk a bit about what happens after today. So, the next week, the next 4 weeks, and so on, and then turn over to Katerina. What do you think?
Yes, I'm gonna just let Gemma quickly answer the Q&A questions about badges, and then I'll continue with what you're saying.
Yes, about the budgets, you know that you can win one badge if you do all the activities related to one phase. One moment, I think there's some noise. Sorry about that. So you can win a badge if you complete all the activities related to one one phase of the course. So you can earn a badge if you complete the activities of the initiate phase, one for the investigate phase, another one for the inspire and ideate, and last one for the prototype and the evaluate and reflect. So these are 5 badges, but there's another one, and this one is for you win this one badge if you complete all the activities and you do all the activities related to all 5 phases. Okay.
Thank you, Gemma. So I'm just gonna say what happens next week, and then we'll let each participant, Anna, Eva, and Adriana, say something for goodbye, suggestions, or anything you want to share with us. So like we've been saying, there is a Greek community opening, so Katerina will tell us about that, and she will be moving these Greek participants into ODS, and also the MOOC will be open for some weeks and months, so you can still keep practicing on them with activities and working on the activities. We'll be providing also some feedback, maybe not daily, but we'll be there checking your contributions. And then we'll be running another pilot by the end of October, around the 27th. So if you want to briefly say something, Anna, and then Eva, and then Adriana, and then we'll leave it to Katerina.
Maybe let Eva first, because I think she needs to go.
Yes, thank you very much, Ishai. Yes, I just wanted to say that thank you very much to all the organizers. I'd like to encourage you to keep doing the work you are doing and reaching as many teachers in high schools and schools, but also please university teachers to engage in this kind of courses, because our pedagogical training is supposed but not always demonstrated. So just please keep working, and all the MOOC students also keep working. I think in my case I will get a very interesting result when I complete all the activities. Thank you and good luck for everyone.
Thank you. Adriana, do you want to try to give us just a last comment?
Yes, I want to thank to all my colleagues and all of you, and I promise to be back on the forums and to get in touch and to provide my own experience, comment on the course. I'm so sorry I experienced problems with the connection and I couldn't listen properly to all of my colleagues and keep on working and keep on designing. This is the first big step we took.
Thank you. And last, Anna.
Okay. I was just wondering, by listening to all the other participants and all of you, whether this self-regulated and self-paced kind of learning actually fits our students too these days, because it's pretty hard, inspiring them, whatever the design and whatever the scenario and whatever the theory to back it up is. So maybe, just an idea. Would that fit youngsters too? I wonder. But I think there's somebody waiting to take the floor. So I yield it to all of you. Thank you from the heart, and muchos besos or something like that in Spanish. And thank you from the heart to all of you. Bye.
Thank you, Anna. You can stay. You can stay if you want, Anna, because Katerina is going to speak in Greek. So maybe you can ask her questions if you want to. Feel free.
Okay. Fine. Not in Spanish.
No, in Greek. So, Yisha, do you want to comment on anything, and then Katerina starts?
Well, I just want to say, a big thank you for, first of all, to Eva and Anna and Adriana, who had the courage to join us today, because I think a lot of people felt a uneasy about, being live in video on YouTube, and so I really appreciate this. For us as facilitators, as teachers, one of the hardest things about the MOOC is that you don't have contact with your students. And as teachers, I'm sure you all appreciate that. So for us, it's really very rewarding to see you, but also I think for other participants, I'm sure that the issues that you've raised, or the questions that you had, or the difficulties that you had represent a sort of a large section of the people who are going through this MOOC, so you gave them a voice as well. So really, a big thank you for being here and for persevering through this course. And we hope to stay in touch through the forums and through the Hands-on ICT website and so on. For the next weeks, months, and years. So thank you, and see you.
Thank you, Ishai. And thanks all again for all your hard work and for joining us today on the last conversation session of the MOOC. We'll still be there, so don't worry for that. Katerina, you want to start? You need the micro because you're muted. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you
Yes,
for having
thanks.
me here, and thank you for the invitation. Well, the plan is that we are having an extra week with the Greek participants working on their activities on the portal of Open Discovery Space. We have created a Greek community there, and I'm wondering if I can switch now to Greek to explain a little bit the community as well as the authoring tool of ODS, so that people can also upload their activities there. And I have also posted on the Moodle forum that we are running a contest for people participating in this MOOC and the Greek participants more specifically right now, since there have been particularly active and quite a few of them. So it will be an extra week when they will have the chance to upload their activities on the authoring tool, and they will peer review the scenarios, and the scenario that gets the highest rate will well, the creator will be winning a participation in the summer school we are organizing the second week of July. So thank you all. Now I'm going to share my screen and demonstrate a little bit the ODS environment. Okay, here is the Greek community, and now I'm going to switch into Greek. Η κοινότητα που έχει δημιουργηθεί έχει το όνομα ένταξη των TPS στη διδασκαλία και βασίζεται στο MOOC το οποίο παρακολουθείτε. Αυτή τη στιγμή μπορούμε να δούμε ότι έχουν εγγραφεί 68 μέλη σε αυτή. Μπορείτε να δημιουργήσετε και εσείς τις δικές σας κοινότητες και να αναρτήσετε πληροφορίες για αυτές, καθώς και εκπαιδευτικό υλικό. Η ιδέα και η φιλοσοφία πίσω από το πόρταλ είναι ότι μπορείτε να αναρτάτε είτε κάποια αρχεία που χρησιμοποιείτε στα μαθήματά σας με τη μορφή εκπαιδευτικού περιεχομένου, είτε ολοκληρωμένα σχέδια μαθήματος ή σενάρια τα οποία έχουν διάρκεια περισσότερα από μία διδακτικές ώρες στα learning scenarios που βλέπουμε εδώ. Υπάρχουν επίσης κάποιες έξτρα δραστηριότητες όπως η δημιουργία υποομάδων κάτω από τις κοινότητες με συγκεκριμένες θεματικές και ενδιαφέροντα. Μπορείτε να αναρτήσετε κάποια γεγονότα τα οποία είναι σχετικά με την κοινότητα. Π.χ. για παράδειγμα εδώ έχουμε δημιουργήσει γεγονός με βάση το webinar που γίνεται αυτή τη στιγμή, ή να αναρτάτε κάποιες σχετικές δραστηριότητες. Υπάρχει δυνατότητα να δημοσιεύσετε στο blog της κοινότητας, να ξεκινήσετε συζητήσεις, κάτι αντίστοιχο του φόρουμ που υπάρχει στο Moodle, ή να ξεκινήσετε μια δημοσκόπηση, ένα poll, θέτοντας κάποια σχετική ερώτηση. Όταν κάποιος δημιουργεί μια κοινότητα, είναι ο διαχειριστής της και μπορεί να προσκαλέσει μέλη να γραφτούν σε αυτήν ή να μοιραστεί το link της με κάποιους συναδέλφους, και οποιαδήποτε στιγμή μπορεί να γυρίσει πίσω και να επεξεργαστεί το περιεχόμενο που υπάρχει σε αυτήν. Ελπίζω να φαίνονται τα κουμπιά που υπάρχουν εδώ. Π.χ. αν πάω στο διαχείριση κοινότητας, μπορώ να δω τα μέλη τα οποία έχουν γραφτεί στη συγκεκριμένη κοινότητα, και πιο συγκεκριμένα αν πάω στο επεξεργασία, να κάνω edit το περιεχόμενο το οποίο υπάρχει στην περιγραφή της κοινότητας. Κάτω από κοινότητες μπορούμε να δημιουργήσουμε υποκοινότητες, επιλέγοντας το κουμπί νέα κοινότητα. Οι δυνατότητες που μας δίνονται εδώ είναι σε περίπτωση, για παράδειγμα, που το σχολείο μας δεν έχει κάποιο χώρο στο οποίο οι καθηγητές, οι συνάδελφοι να αναρτούν περιεχόμενο και να το διαμοιράζονται μεταξύ τους, μπορείτε να δημιουργήσετε μια κοινότητα πάνω στο πόρταλ και να αναρτάτε περιεχόμενο σε αυτή. Έχετε τη δυνατότητα την κοινότητα αυτή να την κάνετε private, που σημαίνει να μόνο τα εγγεγραμμένα μέλη να έχουν πρόσβαση στο υλικό αυτό, ή να την κάνετε public, έτσι ώστε να έχουν όλοι οι ενδιαφερόμενοι πρόσβαση στο υλικό που ανατάτε. Στο πλαίσιο της συμμετοχής σας στο συγκεκριμένο MOOC, και επειδή είδαμε ότι ήσασταν ιδιαίτερα δραστηριοί και έχετε αναρτήσει κάποιες δραστηριότητες στα tools που έχουν προταθεί, η ιδέα είναι να διαμοιραστείτε το περιεχόμενό σας και μέσω της χρήσης του ODS, το οποίο εκτός από ανάρτηση περιεχομένου μας δίνει τη δυνατότητα να ψάξουμε και για εκπαιδευτικούς πόρους γενικότερα. Αν δείτε εδώ το πλαίσιο που λέει Search for Educational Resources, μπορείτε να πληκτρολογήσετε π.χ. Science και να πατήσετε το Search, όπου μπορείτε να κάνετε αναζήτηση περιεχομένου, και εδώ αριστερά μπορεί να δείτε στο μενού τα κριτήρια της αναζήτησης, ώστε να περιορίσετε το εκπαιδευτικό περιεχόμενο το οποίο προκύπτει ως αποτέλεσμα. Πάμε τώρα να δούμε πώς μπορούμε να αναρτήσουμε τα εκπαιδευτικά σενάρια μας στο πόρταλ. Εάν θέλουμε να αναρτήσουμε ένα σχέδιο μαθήματος, δηλαδή υλικό το οποίο χρησιμοποιούμε κατά τη διάρκεια μιας διδακτικής ώρας, μπορούμε να επιλέξουμε τα lesson plans. Εάν θέλουμε να αναρτήσουμε κάτι πιο ολοκληρωμένο, μπορούμε να επιλέξουμε τα learning scenarios. Νομίζω ότι είναι η επιλογή που ανταποκρίνεται στη δουλειά που έχετε κάνει μέχρι στιγμή στο πλαίσιο παρακολούθησης του MOOC. Εδώ βλέπουμε ότι υπάρχουν δύο δυνατότητες. Τα εργαλεία που μας βοηθάνε στη διαδικασία αυτή ονομάζονται Authoring Tools. Υπάρχει το ODS Authoring Tool, που είναι το εργαλείο που έχει αναπτυχθεί στο πόρταλ, και αυτή τη στιγμή υπάρχει ακόμη ένα έξτρα το οποίο έχει αναπτυχθεί από το Πολυτεχνείο της Κρήτης και έχει συνδεδεθεί με το πόρταλ. Πάμε λοιπόν στο New Learning Scenario, κάνουμε αυτή την επιλογή Και εδώ μπορούμε να δούμε ότι υπάρχουν διαθέσιμα κάποια πρότυπα, τα οποία μπορούν να μας βοηθήσουν στην ανάρτηση του περιεχομένου. Θα δούμε λίγο τις επιλογές που υπάρχουν διαθέσιμες και εσείς μπορείτε να δουλέψετε και να επιλέξετε αυτό που ανταποκρίνεται καλύτερα στις ανάγκες σας. Το generic template, όπως αναφέρεται εδώ, αν το επιλέξετε, ουσιαστικά είναι ένα άδειο πρότυπο, στο οποίο μπορείτε να πάτε εσείς και να διαμορφώσετε τις φάσεις και τις εκπαιδευτικές δραστηριότητες και σε κάθε δραστηριότητα να συνδέσετε τους ηλεκτρονικούς ψηφιακούς πόρους, το educational resources, τα σχετικά. Είτε δηλαδή κάποιο blog που έχετε δημιουργήσει, είτε κάποιο φύλλο εργασίας ή κάποιο βίντεο από το YouTube που υπάρχει διαθέσιμο. Το authoring tool έχει κάποιους οδηγούς και μπορούμε να πλοηγηθούμε με το next στις επόμενες καρτέλες. Εδώ είμαστε στη διαδικασία που επιλέγουμε τη γλώσσα. Μπορείτε να επιλέξετε τα ελληνικά ή τα αγγλικά ή και τις δύο επιλογές μαζί και να συμπληρώνετε ταυτόχρονα και να περιγράφετε το σενάριό σας και στα ελληνικά και στα αγγλικά. Επιλέξαμε τα ελληνικά και ανοίγουν και στη συνέχεια πάμε να περιγράψουμε το εκπαιδευτικό μας σενάριο. Όπου βλέπετε τα αστεράκι, η συμπλήρωση των πεδίων είναι υποχρεωτική. Θα δείτε ότι μπορείτε να περιγράψετε, υπάρχει κάποιος οδηγός εδώ, κάποιες προτινόμενα πεδία περιγραφής. Ουσιαστικά όσο πιο ολοκληρωμένα περιγράψετε το σενάριό σας, τόσο πιο εύκολο θα είναι κάποιος να έχει πρόσβαση σε αυτό και να το αναζητά μέσω της μηχανής αναζήτησης του πόρταλ. Μας ζητείτε το όνομα, ο φορέας μας, ο ρόλος μας, μπορούμε να αναφέρουμε το σχολείο στο οποίο εργαζόμαστε, σύντομη περιγραφή του εκπαιδευτικού σεναρίου, ποιοι είναι οι εκπαιδευτικοί μας στόχοι για τους οποίους κάνουμε τη συγκεκριμένη παρέμβαση. Αυτό το οποίο είναι σημαντικό είναι η κατάσταση. Εάν έχουμε επιλεγμένο το draft, το οποίο είναι και η default τιμή, το σενάριο μπορούμε να το δούμε μόνο εμείς. Αν όμως αλλάξουμε την τιμή σε final, τότε το σενάριό μας είναι ορατό στα μέλη της κοινότητας στην οποία βρισκόμαστε. Στη συνέχεια μπορούμε να περιγράψουμε τις θεματικές πάνω στις οποίες αναφερόμαστε με τη χρήση του σεναρίου. Υπάρχουν κάποια έτοιμα λεξιλόγια εδώ, τα οποία μπορείτε να χρησιμοποιήσετε για να περιγράψετε το εκπαιδευτικό σας σενάριο. Και μέσω του add μπορείτε να περιγράψετε συγκεκριμένα τη θεματική στην οποία αναφέρετε το σενάριό σας. Έχετε τη δυνατότητα να επιλέξετε πάνω από μία θεματικές domains. Στη συνέχεια, πηγαίνοντας στο edit σενάριο, υπενθυμίζω ότι είμαστε στο generic template, που ουσιαστικά είναι ένα template το οποίο εμείς θα διαμορφώσουμε και θα αναφέρουμε ποιες είναι οι φάσεις και οι δραστηριότητές τους και θα κάνουμε link το σχετικό εκπαιδευτικό περιεχόμενο. Έτσι, εδώ επιλέγοντας Add Phase, βλέπουμε ότι προστίθεται οι φάσεις και μπορούμε να πάμε εδώ και να δώσουμε τον τίτλο, την περιγραφή, καθώς και τα σχετικά resources. Π.χ. εδώ πέρα μπορούμε να ονομάσουμε την πρώτη δραστηριότητα εισαγωγή. Θα περιγράψουμε σύντομα ποιος είναι ο στόχος στη συγκεκριμένη φάση και στη συνέχεια μπορούμε να προσθέσουμε τις δραστηριότητες που μπορεί να είναι περισσότερες από μία στη συγκεκριμένη φάση. Επιλέγοντας το plus, το συν, μπορούμε να προσθέσουμε φάσεις και δραστηριότητες. Με το μολυβάκι, με το edit μπορούμε να πάμε και να τις επεξεργαστούμε. Επιλέγοντας χ τις διαγράφουμε και με τα βελάκια μπορούμε να αλλάξουμε τη σειρά των δραστηριοτήτων και των φάσεων που έχουμε προσθέσει. Αυτή τη στιγμή είμαστε στο reduced editing, δηλαδή μπορούμε να περιγράφουμε όσο δυνατόν τα βασικά στοιχεία του εκπαιδευτικού σεναρίου. Εάν επιλέξουμε advanced editing, μας δίνεται η δυνατότητα να προσθέσουμε περισσότερες περιγραφές ή αλλιώς με τα δεδομένα σχετικά με το σενάριό μας, κάνοντας πιο εύκολη την ανέβρεση του σεναρίου από ενδιαφερόμενους εκπαιδευτικούς. Εάν γυρίσουμε λίγο πίσω και κάνουμε κάποια διαφορετική επιλογή, μπορούμε να δούμε, για παράδειγμα, πώς είναι τα templates που υπάρχουν ήδη περασμένα μέσα στο εργαλείο και αν αυτά ανταποκρίνονται στις ανάγκες μας να δουλέψουμε με κάποιο από αυτά. Ουσιαστικά η ομάδα έργου στο πλαίσιο του συγκεκριμένου project έχει δημιουργήσει κάποια templates με βάση συγκεκριμένες διδακτικές μεθόδους. Εδώ βλέπουμε τα διαθέσιμα templates. Μπορούμε να πατήσουμε προεπισκόπηση και να δούμε τις περιγραφές που υπάρχουν και να δούμε αν και κατά πόσον τα συγκεκριμένα templates ανταποκρίνονται στο σενάριο το οποίο θέλουμε να αναρτήσουμε. Για παράδειγμα, εδώ βλέπουμε τις φάσεις και τις δραστηριότητες που υπάρχουν στο storyline template. Ουσιαστικά αυτό μας δίνει τη δυνατότητα να αναρτήσουμε πιο εύκολα το σενάριό μας, προσθέτοντας εκπαιδευτικό υλικό στις ήδη περιγεγραμμένες φάσεις και δραστηριότητες. Εάν το σενάριό μας έχει να κάνει με τις φυσικές επιστήμες, μπορούμε να επιλέξουμε εδώ τα templates που υπάρχουν σχετικά με τις φυσικές επιστήμες και τα βλέπουμε εδώ, είναι τα συγκεκριμένα 3. Όταν κάνουμε την πρώτη ανάρτηση σεναρίου, μας δίνεται η δυνατότητα να το επαναχρησιμοποιήσουμε για να αναρτήσουμε περισσότερα σενάρια. Π.χ. εδώ έχω κάνει την ανάρτηση κάποιων σεναρίων και βλέπω εμφανίζονται επιλογές, οπότε αν θέλω μπορώ να τα αναδιαμορφώσω και να δημιουργήσω καινούρια σενάρια ή lesson plans, επιταχύνοντας την όλη διαδικασία. Θα γυρίσω λίγο να δω εάν υπάρχουν ερωτήσεις. Gemma or Muriel, can you hear me? Okay, Gemma, perhaps you need to unmute. I'm wondering if there are any questions. Have you received any questions? Okay,
You can click on the chat icon because we have published it to you. On your left, the blue icon of the Hangout.
Okay.
Can you see them?
Well, yeah, but Mostly I see some messages about thanks. I don't see any specific questions about the portal and the authoring tool. Of course, you can always use the Moodle forum of Hands-on MOOC to post any relative questions if you try to use the authoring tool and you experience any problems. And in the Moodle forum, as well as on the Greek community, you can find more information about the contest that will run next week and the deadlines and the rating process of these scenarios.
Katerina, I see one question, so Anna kindly translated it to English so I can read it, and that's what's the difference between the Open Discovery Space and the Greek SchoolNet community? So
Okay,
I'm not
yes.
familiar with the Greek SchoolNet, but I'm sure that the Greek participants are familiar.
Yeah, sure. Well, thanks. Okay, Open Discovery Space is also, it's a tool where, it's a portal where you can create a community, and it's also a harvester of educational content and a place where you can search for educational resources. The difference between ODS and the Greek SchoolNet is that or the Photovedro, for those that don't come from Greece, the Ministry of Education has an educational portal where there is officially certified educational content and resources for teachers to use. So in ODS, there is a slightly different approach. Of course, we encourage and we respect the official content, the certified content provided by ministries. Actually, Photovedro is a partner, CTI is a partner in ODS project, but we also use a bottom-up approach. That means that teachers, educational designers, teachers who create their own resources and content and lesson plans, they can upload them there and they can share them with colleagues. And we think that through the social mechanism that exists in ODS, there is this community mechanism, there is the opportunity of people to rate and comment the educational activities that other teachers have uploaded there. That gives also a kind of unofficial certification of the content and activities uploaded on the portal. So except from using the portal for uploading resources, you can also search for resources from quite a few portals that are by now harvested on ODS, and many more repositories will be gradually harvested by ODS. This is a project that it's in progress. So all the tools and functionalities and facilities are being gradually updated, and feedback is also welcome in any case. So I can also see think that that there are in the Greek SchoolNet, teachers have got the credentials to use. So ODS is also a portal where you can use for free. You just need to register there, and all the functionalities are available for free, and it's actually used by all European countries. There are teachers there from all European countries. It's a big pilot project where the whole Europe is participating. So you can collaborate and exchange experiences also with teachers from other countries. And the idea is how you can upload your resources there and how you can share them with colleagues and how you can adapt them in order to use them in your own setting.
So the ODS actually aggregates resources from a lot of other repositories and provides a kind of indexing and social space around those resources?
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's
would it be
100%.
possible, for instance, for ODS to aggregate, because a lot of the participants have been doing a lot of really interesting work in the ILD. I suppose for them it would be a lot of effort to then repost the same scenarios within the ODS templates and so on. But can you actually aggregate whatever is public resources from ILD directly into ODS using the tags and so on?
Well, Agisha, this is an interesting thing, and we can work on that. I mean, with people, the technical team who are developing ODS, because as you can figure out, there has to be some matching with so that activities can be harvested there. The interesting thing with ODS is when you describe an educational scenario, well, you need to name the phases and the activities and then assign resources to these activities. And then if you go to the view of this scenario, actually people can have these resources, these links working, so they can have immediate access to the educational content. And when scenarios are being uploaded there, users have the opportunity to upload metadata describing these scenarios so that other people can search for these activities.
Okay, so that's definitely something to discuss, offline after this meeting.
Yes,
I think maybe
yes.
with Davinia and think about maybe ILD can add a button for posting activities directly to ODS, and so everybody would benefit from that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Well, I hope that there are no other questions. I think right now on the chat. So if people would like to use and experience issues, you can use also the blogs and the facilities of the Greek community on ODS portal, or the forum as you did, and we'll try to respond and help you towards this uploading of your activities there, so that you can also participate in the contest we are running. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Katerina. And thank you all for follow us today in the closing conversation session. I don't know, Isa, if you want to add something.
Well, first, as I say, again, thank everybody for participating in this MOOC, and thank you, for organizing it and for inviting me to be a facilitator with you. It's been a great pleasure and a very good learning experience for me. So I look forward to seeing Pilot 3.
That's perfect. Thank you so all.
Thank you, Gemma, and thank you all. And I would like to thank also the people from Greece that have been very active and participating in this second pilot. And I would like to wish the that they continue doing such good work.
Perfect. I also hope to see you on Pilot 3.
Yeah, sure hope
Thank
they
you.
will join us.
Okay. Bye-bye then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Mm. Estem en directe encara, eh? Ah. Ana.